On this vote, the yeas are 213 and the nays are 209. With 6 answering present, the resolution adopted. Without objection, the motion to consider is laid on the table. House will be in order.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about Adam Schiff, okay? Because Schiff is finally receiving punishment, if you can really call it that, from Republicans, the GOP, for his lies about Trump and Russia, okay? Adam Schiff, everybody knows, peddled the PP tapes, the Steele dossier, okay? The lies about Trump-Russia collusion, that Trump was butt buddies with Putin, okay? We know that Adam Schiff is responsible for that, okay? This is a lie. The mainstream liberal media went with the lie, and it made too many Americans believe that the 2016 election was stolen, which it wasn't, okay? Which apparently, again, according to Democrats, is supposed to be the worst thing ever, right? To believe that an election was stolen, right? And Adam Schiff is currently defending his lie while he's trying to play tough guy with John Durham doing that hearing.
When you say exactly what happened.
Well, the Russians released stolen emails through cutouts, did they not?
There were emails.
It's a very simple question. Did they release information, stolen information through cutouts, yes or no?
Yeah, I'm not sure that...
You really don't know the answer to that? The answer is yes, they did. Through DC leagues.
Well, in your mind, it's yes.
Well...
So, with that being said, Anna Paulina Luna introduced a bill, I believe last week or so, in which she tried to censure Adam Schiff and also fine him about $16 million for his lies, right? We need to actually punish Democrats when they do wrong, okay? Which apparently is a foreign concept to the GOP. Because the GOP decided to vote against it, right? They said, no, we don't want to censure him and fine him $16 million. Okay, now the $16 million would have came out of his campaign funds. Okay, it would not have been a personal fine to him. It could have been paid with his campaign funds, which, considering how the guy is running for Senate, would have hurt him quite a bit, right? It definitely would have hurt him quite a bit. It could have been an easy way to, you know, kind of make it harder for Adam Schiff to get reelected, right? But no, GOP, because they're soft, because they're weak, no, right? No, they voted against it. Now, Anna Paulina Luna, because she has more cojones than most of the guys in this party, actually did not back down. She actually reintroduced the bill, except this time she did remove the fine, to censure Adam Schiff, which is just to give him a formal denouncement in Congress for his action. And boy, oh boy, did the Democrats melt down over that. But before we get into that, we have to have a word from the sponsor of this video, Noble Gold. Just as King Charles III of Britain has a crown with the timeless wealth of gold, you can enrich your future with the enduring value of a gold IRA. Like those precious crowns, a gold IRA doesn't tarnish over time. It shines brighter in economic turmoil. It's a hedge against inflation and stability in volatile markets. This month, the first gold quarter-ounce gold bullion coin ever issued with King Charles III's image can be yours with your own qualifying gold IRA or 401k rollover of at least $50,000 or more. Call Noble Gold Investments today at 877-646-5347 to get started, or go to noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. And just remember, there's a risk with every investment and there's no guarantee of any kind.
Occupied a position of the highest trust and authority. As chair of the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff launched an all-out political campaign built on baseless distortions against a sitting U.S. president at the expense of every single citizen in this country and the honor of the House of Representatives. With access to sensitive information unavailable to most members of Congress and certainly not accessible to the American people, Schiff abused his privileges claiming to know the truth, while leaving Americans in the dark about this web of lies. Lies so severe that they altered the course of the country forever. The lie that
Gentlelady will suspend. The House is not in order. Members, please take your conversations off the floor.
The lie that President Donald Trump colluded with Russia to steal the 2016 presidential election, revealed to be completely false by numerous investigations, including the Durham report. The lie that the Steele dossier, a folder of falsified and since completely debunked collusions, accusations funded by the Democrat Party, had any shred of credibility. Yet Schiff read it into congressional record as fact. Lies concocted and compiled in a false memo that was used to lie to the FISA court to precipitate domestic spying on U.S. citizen Carter Page, violating American civil liberties. Not only was this egregious abuse of Schiff's privileged access to classified information, but this memo was littered with 17 major mistakes and omissions. The groundless memo violated
Now, Anna Paulina Luna reintroduces this legislation to formally denounce Adam Schiff for his lies against Trump. And Nancy Pelosi, right, out of all people, goes into a full-blown meltdown in response. Take a look.
Speaker, I thank the gentleman for yielding and for his great presentation today. Today, we are on the floor of the House where the other side has turned this chamber, where slavery was abolished, where Medicare and Social Security and everything were instituted, they've turned it into a puppet show. A puppet show. And you know what? The puppeteer, Donald Trump, is shining a light on the strings. You look miserable. You look miserable. The only advantage to all of this is that instead of reversing what we did on the IRA to save the planet, or reversing what we did to reduce the cost of prescription drugs, you're wasting time. Adam Schiff is one of the greatest members of that.
The gentleman's time has expired.
This is about holding accountability for someone who exploited their official position, had access to information that most members of Congress do not have access to, and bringing accountability back to the American people. So regardless of whatever the gentlewoman from California says or anyone else, you guys are not being honest about the focus of this resolution and this censure, and that is exactly why we're here today, to debate it out. But I thank you. With that, I reserve the rest of my time.
Gentlewoman.
Yeah, so the Republicans did eventually go on to vote to censure Adam Schiff. The vote was among party lines.
By its adoption of House Resolution 521, the House has resolved that the House of... I have all night. By its adoption of House Resolution 521, the House has resolved that the House of Representatives censures Adam Schiff, representative of the 30th Congressional District of California, for misleading the American public, and for conduct unbecoming of an elected member of the House of Representatives. That Representative Adam Schiff will be forthwith present himself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure. That Representative Adam Schiff will be censured with the public reading of this resolution by the Speaker. And that the Committee on Ethics shall conduct an investigation into Representative Adam Schiff's falsehoods, misrepresentations, and abuse of sensitive information.
Several times today in the halls of Congress, and every time, you know, he looked at the floor, it's going to stick with him. I think regardless of what he's saying, I think it's weighing heavily on him. He's one of only a few to ever be censured in U.S. history. Yeah, he's going to be concerned with his legacy, and now he's running for Senate in California. Do you think he's going to say, hey, they're after me? That means I'm an effective guy. I mean, I think that he can try to message that, but I think most people, as you're seeing, California lost 1% of their population just from the time that COVID to now to places like Florida and Texas. But I think most people are realizing that, one, there is government corruption. We need to have accountability. And also, two, there's many other candidates in that Senate race that are actually running that have been very quiet, one of which is actually in and on a committee with me, Katie Porter. So it's going to be interesting to see how this turns around to bite him. But, you know, people have the ability to think for themselves, and I don't think that he's going to necessarily be out of the dark yet on this censure.
Tell us about this investigation the Ethics Committee's doing. He goes into these sensitive intelligence hearings and he comes out and he says the complete opposite to the American people. What exactly are they going to look into that for?
Well, that's going to be up to the members on ethics. And if you saw today, those members typically will traditionally vote present because they don't want to weigh in on an investigation that hasn't been started yet. But if I were these members, where I'd start looking at is, one, who is he talking to and what way did he actually breach and potentially long-term damage our national security, which is something that he definitely did do. But also, too, remember, he was fundraising off of his official position, privy to information that most members of Congress don't have. And so I think that they're going to take all of that into account. And I'm going to definitely stay in touch with him to ensure that he's not just getting a slap on the wrist. I think that if we voted to send one of our own to ethics for an investigation, he's no better. And after reading the Durham report, Jesse, I didn't even get past page 8 before I realized this guy really needs to be held accountable. And that's what started this whole process to begin with.
You know, Anna Paulina Luna, you actually got more accountability than John Durham. So congratulations. And thank you for holding someone's feet to the fire in Congress. We need more people like you.
Yeah, he's right. He's 100% right. We definitely need more members of Congress who are actually trying to hold people's feet to the fire, because we know damn well that nobody else in the GOP is doing it. I don't understand how you let a freshman woman come into Congress and in her first year as a freshman actually do something. Now, again, in the grand scheme of things, do I think that formally denouncing Adam Schiff really means anything? Not really. Okay, it's in the congressional record. He was formally condemned by Congress. Okay, yeah, I guess it's kind of a big deal because it's an official thing, right? It's a formal denouncement, but it's still not really punishment. And the guy is going to try to fundraise off of it. He's going to claim that he was a victim, blah, 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 and use that to try to win the Senate race. Now, here's the thing. What they should have did was just to go for the first resolution that Anna Paulina introduced, which was to also fine him. Because fining him really would have, again, hit him where it hurts, right? Which is in the pockets, which would have made it more difficult for him to win and to become a senator. So, to a certain extent, this half measure could backfire, but at least it's something, because it now starts an ethics investigation into Adam Schiff, in which, who knows, maybe, something may come of that, but who knows? It just sucks to me that the GOP can't go further than this, right? Like, I want to see more. I want to see more. I want to see actual real punishment, actual real things, real consequences. Okay? Because when Democrats go for Republicans, they go for everything. They don't go for half measures, right? They go for everything. I mean, just look at what they did to Trump. Look at what they're doing to Trump right now. They tried to impeach him while he was president, okay? Tried twice, unsuccessfully, okay? Now they're trying to throw him in jail. They're trying to throw him in jail. And Republicans think it's okay to settle with, oh, well, let's just censure Adam Schiff. Let's just give him a formal denouncement. Basically, a slap on the wrist. Okay, like the DOJ giving Hunter Biden, slap on the wrist. Right? Why is it that Democrats are always getting a slap on the damn wrist? When are Democrats actually going to face real consequences and punishment for their actions? That's what I want to see. I don't want to keep seeing these half measures. Again, shout out to Anna Paulina Luna. I'm glad you didn't give up, because most of these people would have gave up. You still tried. So I have to give you credit. You got something. But it's too many people in the Republican Party that will settle for nothing, right? Or half measures. And we need less of that. We need to be going for the jugular, right? That's what Democrats do every time. They go for the jugular. They did that with Marjorie Taylor Greene. They did that with Trump. They do that every chance they get with Republicans, okay? That's what they do. And Republicans got to do the same thing. They had a chance to not only censure Adam Schiff, but actually slap him with a hefty fine that would have sent a clear message that don't F with us like this, okay? If you don't want to play this game, then don't F with us, because we will go further than you will, okay? That's the only way you stop it. Democrats go low, we will go lower than you will go. That's the only way you stop it. So, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.